right, ladies and gentlemen, now we have our sales tip 1, 2, 3 with Gary Z. This is where we have one of our radio listeners write in a sales question or a challenge they're facing, and I give them some tips on how to overcome that challenge. And this is the one that I got this week from Laverne, and she says, "Dear Gary, I'm a big fan of Sandler training. I know Sandler stresses how important it is that we get business impact. What do I do if I can't get a number or a business impact from a prospect that I'm working with?" Laverne, that's a great question. And thank you for taking Sandler. We appreciate that. And you're right. We put a lot of emphasis on getting business impact. And it is very important because if we're not getting that, we're just a cost, a price. We have to be seen as an investment. And often if we don't get that number, we're not going to be seen as an investment. So you're right. We got to get it. And you're right also, sometimes they don't divulge that information. Sometimes they don't know themselves what the impact is. In fact, I find that more often than not. So this is some advice for you, Laverne, when that's happening. When you ask them business impact and they just don't know, ask them, gosh, would it be important for you to know that? And 99% of the time they're going to say, well, yeah. So why don't we just take a minute and see if we can figure that out together? And if you're really smart, Laverne, you bring 2 calculators with you, one for you and one for them, and you hand them the calculator. It's better when they're doing it themselves. And you can start asking questions. Let's say you're in printing business, for example, and they're having problems with their printers. You could ask, what's going on? He says, well, these things keep breaking down and it's wasting our time. So that's the only thing he has. Now, remember, time can also be money. So then you can ask him, okay, how long are these things? Does it take to fix them? And they say, well, about 30 minutes. How many other printers do you have? We have 5 others. Do they have that problem too? Yeah, they do. So now we multiply by 5. How many times is that happening a week? Twice. Now we multiply it by 2. And we just keep going until the number gets to where we're at. Now, once we figure out what the total amount of hours is, which is going to be in the hundreds probably, then we got to still tie it down to an actual dollar value. And they have to ask them, what is the average employee getting as far as income? And if she says, well, it is probably X amount, now we multiply it by that number. So now we know what it's costing them as far as hours and salary and all of that. And usually that number is not just a couple $100, it's thousands, it's tens of thousands of dollars. And you'll watch their eyes go round and big when they hear that. And that's what we want to see. It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was that much of a business impact. Now you are no longer seen as a price or a cost. You're seen as an investment because I'm willing to bet your new printers or your printing services will cost a fraction of what they're losing time wasted fixing the old ones. So Laverne, I hope that is helpful to you. You're right, get that business impact. It is so important. Good selling to you.